Dispatch. This is TPF Unit 841A. We're still waiting on those numbers.
TPF, you have confirmation on 73 Blue Buick use this afternoon in Cambridge convenience store holdup. TPF, that's Massachusetts license plate 4 Francis 6368, reported stolen from a Cape Cod Volkswagen.
Any ID in the robbers?
2 black males, mid-20s, both 6 feet and thin, wearing stocking caps. 1 denim jacket, 1 blue nylon. Both suspects are reported armed, one with an automatic pistol, one with a shotgun.
Kenny, we're on Alphonse, looking down Smith. Got your front end covered, ready if they bolt.
Okay, guys, you heard the descriptions. We're gonna back down Gurney, give him some room.
Hey, where you going? I'm making a U-turn.
It's a one-way street. You gotta blow it.
Nobody saws wrong, right?
What the heck's wrong with you?
You believe it?
Bobby, Mike, we're in position. Stay sharp.
The car's probably abandoned, right? Probably just stole it, left it there.
They got a shotgun and get us right to the doors.
About to grab him fast. As soon as they get in the car.
If the shooting starts, I don't know what we're gonna do with you guys. That's why I don't like reporters tagging along.
When we say so, you hit the deck.
I-24, we got a report on Northwestville. Group vandalizing a car, that's all the information we have.
No, they're still here. They're still around somewhere. Just wait a few more minutes. Hold on. Somebody by the Buick. No, wait, it's just some kid. They're still here, I know it. Just hang tight.
Be nice if we had some lights on this street. Damn punks keep knocking them out.
You writing that down? Details are important.
Reporters. You gotta do anything to sell a newspaper. How about the busing riots down at Southie, huh?
We're out there protecting those kids.
People are throwing rocks and bottles at us. What makes it on the front page? Picture of a cop with his stick raised in the air.
Yeah. The only thing worse than reporters are lawyers. We're out here chasing bad guys. They're back in their nice, warm courthouse. Turn them loose. Hey, nobody ever does a story about lawyers. Here they are. Let's go. This is it. We're moving in. Moving in. Get down. Stay in the car. No GPF engine. Call an ambulance.
Ambulance is on its way. Headquarters been notified.
All right, keep this whole area clear. Let's go. All right, folks. Back it up. Let's go.
Yeah, it's his blood. As soon as he turned that wheel, I said, screw him.
Larry! Hey, Larry, hold up a minute.
Hey, Mitch, how's the world treat you these days?
Not so good, Larry. You know, I took a fall on the ice last year, chasing after a purse snatcher, separated one of my lower vertebrae.
Oh, it still hurt you?
Oh, like a knife sometimes. I'm gonna try for partial disability. Any chance you could help me out? Tell me what papers I need to shuffle?
Stop by the office after work tonight. We'll get you headed in the right direction.
Hey, thanks a lot, Larry.
Good luck with this mess, huh?
Hey, come on, come on!
Lonnie. Oh, I like that color. That's a good color for you.
You were supposed to be here an hour ago.
I know. Mickey Fergus called. He needed somebody to talk to.
Mickey Fergus is doing time for armed robbery.
I know. I feel awful about losing that one. Where's Michael?
In your office with the Bowden widow.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I brought you the paper.
The visitor's mother. She lives over on Smith Street.
Yeah, no, excuse me. Mrs. Bowden, I'd like you to meet my father, Lawrence O'Donnell.
Mrs. Bowden, I'm sorry for your loss. Don't let me interrupt you.
He went to visit his mother about 5:30. I started cleaning up, getting the kids ready for bed. And that's when the hospital called. James was dead.
How old are your children, Mrs. Bowden?
Urina's 4 and Jamila's 6 months.
Is your husband employed, Mrs. Bowden?
Yes, at Boston City Hospital. He was on the custodial staff. That's how I met James. I was a nurse's aide.
Now, do you know if anyone saw the shooting?
My little niece, Justina, she was right at the window. She said they just ran up and shot him.
And how old is Justina?
She's 10.
Did anyone else see it?
No one I know of except the reporter that wrote this.
Yes, now, according to that reporter, the police claim your husband tried to run them down.
Yes, I know. I've read the article. James always went backwards on Smith Street. It's a one-way. It saved him a red light.
So what you're trying to say, then, is the police are lying?
That's right, Mr. O'Donnell. The police are lying. They killed my husband. Why won't you believe that? Look, Mr. O'Donnell, I have been talking to attorneys for the last 3 weeks. Every one of them say I don't have a case. One of them offered to represent me, and he wanted $10,000 plus half of whatever settlement I got. If you won't take my case, just please tell me now. Thank you for your time, Mr. O'Donnell.
Mrs. Bowden, we'll represent you. You've got a lawyer. What we're going to do is sue for wrongful death. We'll file it federal court. It's fast at the state. You won't have to pay us any fees up front. We'll cover our own expenses, but if we win or reach a settlement, then I'll take a third. That's standard. There's some papers you're gonna have to sign.
It's not the money I'm interested in. My James was a good man. They had no reason to shoot him, and they can't get away with this.
We'll do everything we can to see that they don't. Miss Francis?
The police keep calling me. This one Sergeant Finnegan.
From Internal Affairs?
That's the one. He wants to talk to my niece, and then he keeps asking me if I've hired a lawyer. I don't know what to say to him.
But don't let him talk to Jacina. Huh? The next time he calls you, tell him I'm representing you and hang up. And he won't bother you anymore.
Thank you, Mr. O'Donnell.
Now, don't you hesitate to call us if you need anything.
There's a picture on your wall. It's a picture of a police class.
Oh, yeah. I was a cop. That's how I made my way through law school.
The men that killed my husband were Irish policemen.
I know that, Mrs. Bowden. Fortunately, you've got one on your side now.
Mrs. Bowden, will you please come with me?
First thing, I want all the paper on this. TPF reports, Internal Affairs, Medical Examiner, plus homicide. They want to put their stamp on it. And get me a copy of Bowden's criminal record. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. They arrested Bowden's accomplice, Eugene Reynolds, the guy who...
We're going to have to talk to him, find out when he's being arraigned.
The people at the store identified Bowden's body. They said he robbed them, and the guy took a shot at the cops. They found him with a gun. Now, why the hell are we taking this case?
They found the gun on the street, 100 feet from the Buick. This shooting stinks. Now, I want you to write up a civil rights wrongful death complaint. Make it for $5 million. No. Make it for $10 million. And make sure it gets in all the papers.
I've never written that kind of complaint.
Well, then now would be a good time to start.
After a thorough investigation by the Firearms Discharge Review Board, the Boston Police Department has satisfactorily concluded that the use of deadly force in the shooting of James Henry Bowden, Jr. was justifiable in that the Tactical Patrol Force officers were under an attack which they had reasonably caused.
He said he caught a straw. I thought it was some kind of a disease.
Did you see somebody again?
It's not easy to find a straw.
It just
Maybe when everybody's on spring break. Lawrence,
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Bill.
We had this great question in torts class today about a hockey arena. It's right before a big game, and the glass behind the goal breaks.
I remember that. You old flying puck scenario.
all right. So the question is, if some fan catches a slap shot in the teeth, who's responsible? Management or the spectator?
Mary, pass Billy some salad.
Well, the spectator's responsible. Management has an injury disclaimer on the back of the ticket.
Oh, come on. I mean, they're still obliged to provide adequate protection.
Yeah, but Kevin, any ordinary imprudent man could see the glass was missing.
Management has got a
No,
responsibility.
you're sitting back there, you see the glass.
Okay, all right, okay.
Huh? Let me explain how this will work in real life. Now, first off, both attorneys know that a facial scar goes for between $6-7 grand an inch. I gotta go to work. Parking cars in the combat zone, you call that work?
Temporarily, yeah.
Well, there he goes, Mr. Harvard, valet to the perverts.
Just till he gets his degree.
An economics degree. What you gonna do after that?
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Here. That's, I finished the Bowden complaint. You want to take a look at it before I file?
Hello.
I'm waiting for the police reports and Bowden's record. Internal Affairs wrapped up their investigation a couple of weeks ago. They're calling it justifiable.
That surprised you?
Did some background on the shooters, Joe Dugan and Ken Mooney, both Tactical Patrol Force. Dugan's got 6 kids, separated from his wife, had some problems with alcohol. Mooney's 41, never been married, still living at home. Never gonna see a nickel from those two.
Get the city to pay.
City's not liable. Municipal immunity.
No, there are no deep pockets on this thing. And we're gonna chase our tail for 3 years and end up with nothing.
No, just a minute now. We're talking about a widow here with 2 young children. I know what it's like for a mother to raise kids on her own. I watched my own mother raise the 4 of us. We're not going to leave this family out in the cold.
But this is wrongful death. We're suing cops. This is new territory for us.
I don't want to hear new territory. I don't want to hear that. I didn't raise you people to be specialists. I raised you to be attorneys at law, all kinds of law. And when you start to rule out proceedings, you lose what it takes to stand up in a courtroom. You lose the gall to do it.
Okay, Dad. Here's one other thing I think you ought to know. According to my research so far, in the 112 years that this law's been on the books, nobody has ever won one of these things. Nobody. Not against the cops.
That's because I never tried one. All right, file it.
Okay. You haven't changed.
No.
Absolutely mine. Every time you come in there, the only place you'll find is right here. Yeah, I know what you did. Hey, Larry, I hear you're taking on the city, filing suit against that Bowden guy.
Yeah, that's right.
The jig who took a shot at the cops.
We don't know for certain that he fired at those officers.
Well, there's one thing we do know for sure. He won't be doing it again.
Hey, there's Virginia Case, the attorney for Eugene Reynolds. You know, the guy who dropped Bowden off just before he got shot? We've been missing each other by phone. I'll see you back at the office. Excuse me. Miss
Yes?
Cates? Yeah, I'm Michael O'Donnell. You know, I called, I left a message.
Yes.
Right? I'm trying to get a transcript of the Eugene Reynolds hearing.
Right, it hasn't been transcribed yet. As soon as it's typed, I'll send you a copy.
All right. Now, I hear you got an acquittal.
In 30 seconds, the judge threw it out.
Now, why so fast?
Nothing fit. One cop claims Reynolds backed up his T-Bird and fired a shotgun. The other cop, who was right there with him, says he didn't see the T-Bird, didn't see Reynolds, and never heard a shotgun. Now, a word of it made sense.
Yeah, now, I need to talk to Reynolds.
He's not talking much these days. He's scared. Cops put the fear God in him.
Could you put Reynolds on the stand?
Are you asking me if my client was innocent? When he dropped Bowden off, he was on his way to a PTA meeting. He was there until 10. The guy is Mr. Legit.
Now, wait, what about that afternoon when the store was being robbed?
He was at the Babcock Kidney Center on a dialysis machine for 5 hours. Go easy on him. Excuse me.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
Larry, hold up a second.
Sergeant Finnegan, how are you?
Fine. Larry, how's Frances?
Oh, she's well, thanks.
Larry, I hear you want to turn that Bowden thing into a wrongful death case.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I'm going after shooters.
He robbed the store. We got 2 eyewitnesses. The owner and her manager both identified the body.
They were supposed to arrest the guy, not slaughter him in the streets.
They're defending themselves. But the shooting's airtight. We got a positive ID on the car, the license, and a gun on the scene.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, of course.
Larry, you're a cop's lawyer. You defended my uncle on a B&E. Hell, you defended a whole department on a grand jury preliminary. And to top it off, you're one of us.
Now, wait a minute. Now, Finnegan, don't come at me with the shamrock. Your guy screwed up. They went in blasted. They took a man's life. They took him away from his family and put him in his grave. Now you want to wrap it up nice and neat.
Now, Larry, slow down.
There's no excuse this time. The public's gonna know and the city's gonna pay.
Oh! Mr. Reynolds? Hey, did you happen to know Eugene Reynolds?
No, man, I don't know him.
Where, he lives right there?
Uh-huh, don't know him.
Uh-huh, all right, thanks. Hey, man, wait a second.
What do you want?
Come on, we're getting nervous now. I'm not a cop. It's just...
How did you get this address?
Motor vehicles, and it's perfectly legal. I'm the attorney for James Bowden.
I don't know James Bowden.
Sure you know, man. You gave him a ride.
I know his mother. It was raining that night, so I gave him a ride around the corner.
Why are you nervous about talking to me?
I tried to be a nice guy and almost got me killed.
What, they took a shot at you?
They don't have to shoot at me, man. I don't have any kidneys. Have to be on a machine 5 hours a day, 3 days a week. I have to take pills. If I don't, I'll die. Cops kept me in jail all night. My wife tried to get me my medicine, but they wouldn't let her. They were willing to let me die.
All right, now listen, I just want to ask you a couple of
I'm
questions.
sorry about what they did to James Bowden, but I have a family, too. I don't want anything to happen to them.
Morning.
Morning.
Sergeant Finnegan, BPD Internal Affairs. One of your attorneys, Virginia Cates, was representing Eugene Reynolds. His hearing was last week. I'd like to get a transcript.
That hasn't been typed yet. All we've got is the original tape.
Can I make a copy?
We've only got one recorder.
No problem. Brought one of my own.
Okay, I'll get it for you.
Missing? What parts are missing? Almost all of Mooney's testimony. Now, the Roxbury Defender's Office lent the tape to Finnegan, and there's big gaps in it. They're ducking my interrogatories. They intimidated Reynolds. They're doing everything they can do to block this case. It's been months now. They refuse to release their reports, their privileged communication. For all I know, that stuff is headed straight to the shredder.
Now, what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to slap them with a notice of default. I'm going to ask a judge to compel discovery. I'll have those reports on my desk Monday morning, or I'm going to have the Boston Police Commissioner held in contempt.
It's Saturday, Mike. Where are you going to find a judge?
You'll find one.
And Isbell working against the shot clock, and the ball was knocked out of bounds. Touch last by Staken. That's a break.
Oh, I want you to sign this check. And there's some billing sheets I want you to look at.
No, I'm sure they're fine. You can handle those. I got to talk to Michael. I see you got your reports.
Yeah. They're sure uncoordinated on this one. I got paper here from the TPF team all the way to the police commissioner's office. No two of them say the same thing. Mooney says the Buick made 3 threatening moves and hit him each time. Dugan says it makes 2 moves and hit Mooney once. Mooney claims he saw a long-barreled firearm. Their supervisor changes it to the silhouette of a gun, which could mean anything. Right? And on and on and on it goes.
No wonder they didn't want these to get out. These guys can't keep the story straight. What about the physical evidence? Any holes there?
Yeah. There's a chance that they may have called in the wrong license plate. The plate that Cambridge put out was 4F6368. Bowden's license plate was 4F6838. Now, somewhere the numbers got crossed, but I can't find out how because there's nothing written down.
All communications go through Central Dispatch. Everything's on tape. I'll get a copy of that night. Anything on that gun they found?
Yeah, 32 automatic, no registration, no prints, no way to tell when it was last fired.
It's as cold as they come.
Well, you think it was a plan?
Any good cop would. I want our own ballistician on this. See if you can get Carl Majeski. Your mother will have the number.
Oh, wait. Coroner's report. James Bowden was shot in the back.
I want you to call Johanna. He's the counsel for the city. Start setting up depositions. I want to talk to the eyewitnesses to that robbery and that store owner.
Yeah, Marie Sarantopoulos. Danny Malone's the manager.
Then pick up Billy at Suffolk. Go down to Mission Hill. See if you can find some witnesses for our side.
Yeah, look, I got other cases.
Juggle them. It's time we turned up the heat on this one. I'm going down to police headquarters. Pull you off a beat.
When my left leg froze up and I started walking in circles. You're looking good, Larry.
Thank you. I need some information.
I heard you were taking on the TPF. Can you believe those guys? They walk around here in blue jumpsuits like some kind of designer commandos, all thinking they're John Wayne. What kind of information?
The tour tape from January 29th.
Sorry, Larry. They're telling me there's no tape from the 29th.
You don't even have to look.
They say the machine broke down that night.
Eddie, how many times have you known that machine to break down?
In all my years here, none.
They shouldn't play games with me, Eddie. It's not going to stop me. All it's going to do is make me angry.
Sorry, Larry.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, what's up? Oh, Dad wants some witnesses for his Bowden case. We're going door to door on Mission Hill.
Door to door in Mission Hill?
Right.
Michael, we're white guys.
Yeah, right here, that's all right. Put this on. Be all right. They'll think we're FBI.
Mr. O'Donnell, good morning.
Good morning. Well, I was hoping I'd catch you home.
I was just leaving for work.
Yeah, Michael told me you're back at the hospital, huh?
At night, I'm working as a data clerk during the day.
Well, that's a pretty rough schedule.
Yes, it is. Is everything all right?
Yeah, it's fine. Now, investigation's going along slow but sure. Huh? In the meantime, I've got something here that you need to sign.
What is it?
It's a copy of James' death certificate.
The insurance company?
Yeah.
Shot by police in line of duty. They weren't in the line of duty. This makes it sound like James was guilty.
Fortunately, that's the official version for now. That's the reason I came by. I didn't want you to get that in the mail.
Mr. O'Donnell, my children are going to have to grow up without knowing their father. That's bad enough.
I know. I lost my own dad when I was a boy.
Irina's already asking how her daddy died. I'm supposed to tell her this? Mr. O'Donnell, my children have no reason to be ashamed of their father. There's no rise. I'll be right there. Mr. O'Donnell, James is the only man I ever depended on until now. I'm depending on you. Thank you for coming by.
You're welcome.
Half the people wouldn't open the door. You know, and the rest of them nickel and dime me about landlord-tenant law, divorce law, custody law. You know, and 20 minutes later, they tell me I didn't see a thing. How about you?
Same thing. Old man's pushing her hard in this Bowden business. What's the story?
Well, I'll tell you different, but I think it has to do with his father.
Ever explained to you about that?
No, I don't ask.
Okay, can we go now?
Oh, wait a minute. What about this place here? Come on.
Larry, I really appreciate you coming down here to do this.
Sure.
The Sarantopoulos is inside. Danny had to go make a couple of pickups. He should be back any minute. Hi, I'm Joe Hanna, counsel for the city.
Oh, yeah, hi, John. Michael O'Donnell.
Spoke on the phone.
Sure, this is our stenographer.
Yeah, let's get on with this, all right?
Larry, remember, this is just a deposition. We're not in a courtroom. It isn't a cross-examination. Can we try and keep this friendly?
And, counsel, we just want to find out how strong your witnesses really are, huh? I'm going to rattle this broad's cage and find out what we can come up with.
Yeah, but Dad...
No. Just set up over there with
Mrs. Sarantopoulos, this is Lawrence O'Donnell.
How do you do, Mrs. Sarantopoulos?
And his associate, Michael O'Donnell.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
They're just going to ask you a few simple questions, which will be recorded by the stenographer here.
Oh, you don't mind? Mrs. Sarantopoulos, how long have you owned this store?
My parents opened it in 1921. It's been in the family ever since.
Uh-huh. Have you ever used it as a front for a bookie joint?
What? Never. Where do you come off asking me a question like that?
I'll ask you anything I want. Have you ever been arrested?
Object.
No.
You can't object. It's not a trial and you're not her attorney, so just keep your objections to yourself. Has this store ever been held up before?
Look, you're making me feel like I'm
not interested, Mrs. Sarantopoulos, in how you feel. You are an expert witness at identifying robbers, and I just want to find out if this store has ever been robbed before.
Twice.
Twice?
Yes, last year they robbed my son. It was the same thing. 2 black guys with guns.
Oh, I see here. 2 black guys again. And the time before that, was that also black guys?
Yeah, that's right. That was 5 years ago. They shot my brother in the pelvis. He bled to death on the floor, not far from where you're standing. So when your guy came in here and he demanded the money, I just threw it on the ground. And then the next morning, when I saw the picture, I knew that it was him.
You saw this picture?
Yeah, I saw it in the newspaper. From the shooting. I knew even before I went down and I looked at that body that they got the right guy.
I see.
Harry, I didn't know anything about that newspaper thing. Nobody told me she saw Bowden's picture.
They should have. She saw it before she ID'd the body. That's suggestive identification. Poisoned the well. She's through as a witness. She's out, huh?
It's Danny Malone.
Malone.
Yeah?
My name is O'Donnell. I'm an attorney. I'd like to ask you a few questions about the holdup.
Sure.
We might as well start right at the top. The way I understand it, you're in the store, and these two guys walk in, and one of them sticks an automatic right in your face.
It was a revolver.
Pardon me?
It wasn't an automatic, it was a revolver.
The gun that the cops found on the street, that was an automatic.
The gun the guy pulled on me was a revolver.
How do you know so much about guns?
From the Army, and I own a revolver.
But you identified Bowden's body.
The second time.
Second time?
Yeah, these cops were all excited. They were all yelling, "We got the guy, we got the guy." They took me over to the morgue. I said it didn't look like the guy. He looked fat. They said he was bloated from the shooting. So they brought me back the next day. The lighting was a little better. I said it was him.
And the guy who robbed you, was he fat?
No, he was thin, about 6 foot tall.
How tall was the body?
I don't know. They only showed me the face.
How tall was Bowden? The medical examiner's report. That's where it'll be.
Massive internal hemorrhage, 180 pounds.
There it is, 64 inches. How much is that in feet? Francis, how tall is 64 inches?
5'4".
5'4", 180 pounds. That's a long way from tall and thin.
That's why they never sent us a criminal record. Pat Bowden was right. Her husband never committed a crime in his life. He was never anywhere near Sarantopoulos' store. They shot the wrong guy, and they know it.
Howdy. I'm Kevin, Larry O'Donnell's son. Guess I'll be parking here and from now on. Right? All right? Thank you.
James Bowden didn't rob that store. He's too short. We can prove that, beyond a doubt. But they've still got him with an automatic.
Yeah, but Danny was robbed with a revolver.
I don't care if he was robbed with a bazooka. The cops found an automatic on Smith Street. They're going to say that it was Bowden's, and they're going to say that he fired at them. That's how they're going to sell this. A nigger with a gun. We've got to knock that gun down.
Yeah.
Have you heard from our ballistician?
I'm supposed to get the report next week. Now, the other thing we have to attack, the police claim that Bowden tried to run him down.
That's what we're going to need witnesses.
Yeah. Billy and I went to every door on Mission Hill. Nobody saw anything. Nobody's talking.
I want to talk to that niece, that Jacina Stokes.
Yeah, well, she's what, 11 now?
And I want to depose that reporter and his photographer.
Oh, yeah, O'Brien and Cobra.
Call Johanna and set that up. And I'll try to get a hold of Pat Bowden. See if she can arrange that interview with the niece. Well, Kevin, you're going to have to take some of this work off our hands. Keep us off the phones. Give us some time to run this stuff down. These are your cases now. And these calls need to be returned. Welcome aboard, son.
I was at my bedroom window, looking down the street. That's when I saw the car. It was going backwards, going real slow. This other car came up behind him. Two men got up. They ran up to Uncle James. One of them grabbed the door handle. Then they started shooting.
These two men, did they say anything like, what did they say? Stop or get out of the car? Anything?
I didn't hear anything.
Did your uncle's car make any kind of moves? You know, I mean, did they move it back and forth? Or did it move at all?
No.
Did you see anything else, Jacina?
Little blue fires.
Little blue what?
When they shot, little blue flames came out of the guns.
What about your uncle's car? Did any blue flames come from in there?
No.
There he is. He's awake.
Mr. O'Donnell, this is my son, Jamel.
Oh, what a big boy you are. Look at you. Huh? Did you have a good sleep? Huh?
Justina, why don't you take Urine upstairs and play?
Justine, I want to thank you, honey. I know that wasn't easy for you. Thank you. Thanks.
Would you like some more tea?
Oh, yeah, thanks. That'd be nice.
Oh, that was James's. None of the fish in it are very fancy, just like watching them.
Mrs. Bowden, you know, for the trial, we're going to have to account for everything James did that last day, especially those last few hours. I know it's painful for you, but can you remember?
First thing he did was play with the kids. That was always the first thing he did after work. Tossed them up in the air, rolled around on the floor. Then they watched Sesame Street. The lesson that day was letter R. And then we had dinner. Urena talked about taking a skating class. James thought it was a good idea. We were going to talk about it later. Then he went over to visit his mom. This was taken at our reception. Last January was our 5th anniversary. They shot him 6 days later.
Hey, Jeffrey, I won't be long, so don't bury me, all right?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
How'd it go with Justina? Did she make a good witness?
Did you get a hold of a ballistician?
Yeah.
What color flame would a 38 special shoot?
Blue.
She'd make a good witness. Look, I'm kind of tired. I'm going to go check my messages, and I'm going to head home. We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Okay. Talk about it tomorrow.
What's wrong with being a lawyer? What's so bad about law school? The other boys went to law school. Mary's already filled out her application, but not Lawrence Jr. No, not Lawrence Jr. He's special.
Come on, let's go to bed.
Francis, I don't know how I'm going to win the Bowden case. They're throwing every kind of a roadblock in our way.
You knew that was going to happen. Maybe we should back off.
No. That's not right.
Both you and Michael are neglecting the business.
Francis, I've been a lawyer for 25 years. I've defended thieves, hoodlums, murderers, all guilty of sin. That's what a lawyer does. That's what I'm paid for. When a case like this comes along, where your client's right and he can't get anybody to plead his case, and you know that you have to take it.
Larry, if this goes on, we could lose the whole business.
Francis, if I walk away from this, worse if I turn my back on that widow. I feel like I'm going to lose my soul.
Then we'll keep going. Do what we have to do. Come on.
Every O'Donnell in this family is going to law school. But not Lawrence. No. He's got better things to do. Frank, how are you? Yeah, great. Sit up back here.
We've been riding with them for about 3 hours since 2:30 that afternoon. Nothing was happening. They were telling war stories. Some purse snatchers they busted the day before. And we were heading back for the station. And that's when Mooney spotted the Buick. So everybody got into position, waited. Bowden showed up. They drove up to get him. Ken and I ducked down in the back, and we didn't see a thing until after the shooting.
Did Bowden know there were cops? Did Dugan and Mooney show their badges?
We were ducked down.
Did you hear anything? Did they say there were cops?
All I heard was gunshots.
What about you?
Just the gunshots.
No yelling, no screeching tires?
Screeching tires?
Yeah, well, they said that Bowden tried to run him down. Mooney said 3 times. Dugan said twice.
No, I don't see how that's possible.
Why not?
Well, because from the time they jumped out of the car till the time they started shooting, it was only 3 to 5 seconds.
What?
It was no more than 5 seconds.
Wait a minute. This all happened more than a year ago. You were ducked down the back of a squad car in the middle of Mission Hill, in the middle of a gunfight, scared out of your wits. Now you can tell me you can account for a specific 5 seconds?
That's right. And at that time, I was wearing a blue ski parka over a brown knit sweater. I'm a reporter, Mr. Hanna. I wrote everything down. Listen, why is this guy laughing?
Oh, that's Bobby Doyle. He was driving one of the backup cars. They took that after the shooting.
I remember that. He asked us, how's that for action? Did we put on a good show for you?
Park here. What do you think you're doing, huh? Hey, what the hell is that?
You're under arrest, maggot. Disorderly conduct, obstruction of justice, and don't ever tell me where I can park.
The old man thinks he's some kind of a hotshot, doesn't he, huh? Thinks he can go around suing cops? Well, tell him to think again, man!
Dr. Bruce, telephone, please. Dr. Bruce, telephone, please.
This is it, but don't move your head too fast.
Okay. They said something about me being arrested.
You were. They're trying to say you interfered with an undercover stakeout. Michael's taking care of the bail. Billy got you here.
What about Dad?
He set a parole hearing in Walpole. I called him. He's on his way over.
Yeah, well, I doubt he gets any speeding tickets.
Lawrence, that's not fair.
Oh, yeah? What about this? I'm the only one who doesn't follow in his royal footsteps. I'm the only one who doesn't want to be a lawyer. And who do they pick to beat up?
This case is important to him.
Oh, it's always been this way. The only thing important to him is being a hotshot attorney. Mom, we're always taking a back seat.
Okay, what happened?
They're trying to say that Larry...
Yeah, I know. Mary told me about those Mickey Mouse charges. Well, we'll get him dropped. No problem.
He's got a concussion, a pretty good bump on his head.
Okay.
Nothing permanent. He's going to be all right. They want to keep him for observation.
It was Bobby Doyle and Mike Fagan.
Yeah, they told me to give you a message, but, I can't seem to remember what it was.
Well, don't you worry about that now. You just get some rest. I got a couple of things I got to do. I'll stop by in the morning. Let me know if you need anything.
Kevin, Billy, go with your father.
Like I said, backseat again.
You son of a bitch. You arrested my kid.
Hey, he got in our way.
Don't even try to tell me that. Nobody lays a hand on my kid. Your name is going on a lawsuit.
You're already suing
Assault
us.
and battery. False arrest.
Hey, take a hike.
Nobody touches my family. Nobody.
It was a clean shooting. Our guys are in the clear.
They should give him a medal.
It won't be long now. I'm going to have you in a courtroom, on the stand, in front of a judge, in front of a jury. And I'm going to tear you apart. You're nothing more than killers.
We got our experts' report on the gun. It seems that the police ballistician left a few things out, like they had the wrong bullets in it.
What?
Yeah, 32 caliber short designed for a revolver. Automatic would have fired once and then jammed.
Yeah, but that doesn't help us. The cop said Bowden only fired once.
Yeah, but the other thing is they never found a casing. Automatics eject casings. If Bowden had fired the gun in the car, there would have been an empty shell, right? The cops searched every inch of the Buick, never found a thing.
Well, and that's it. The gun's gone. What is it? 120 feet away. No fingerprints, no registration, no shell casings. There's no legal connection between that gun and James Bowden. As far as the law's concerned, there's another piece of junk they found on the street. The gun is inadmissible.
That's not enough.
What do you mean?
See what? Is there something you need?
No?
So?
Well, I know how hard you've been working on this Bowden case, and I thought, maybe you could use an extra hand.
Since when have you been interested in any of my cases?
Well, since I heard my old man went toe-to-toe with the whole TPF.
Who told you? All right, sit down, sit down. We're trying to have a meeting here. Sit down.
The gun is inadmissible. What do you mean it's not enough?
Odds are we're going to be facing an all-white jury. They're going to be leaning toward the cops. If they even think that Bowden so much as looked at a gun, we're finished. Unless they believe that somebody put it there.
So, what else are we supposed to do?
I'd like to talk to the cop that found it.
What, Jimmy Petra, TPF?
Just see what he has to say.
I already subpoenaed him. The department sent it back. They said he's on sick leave.
They're trying to protect him. Leave it to me. I'll make the arrangements.
I think we're missing a point here. Fact is, he used to be a cop. I think we should let the jury know that. I mean, if a former cop says it's a bad shooting, then they'll believe him, right? I mean, just bolster our credibility.
Billy, Would you tell your brother why we can't do that?
Prejudicial information. We bring it up and the defense will scream for a mistrial. They'd get it, too.
Well, we can respond if their side brings it up, but they won't. Not unless they're nuts.
See that? If he was trying the case, he'd be dismissed the first morning. Mr. Harvard. All right, let's tie up the loose ends here. I want you all to go into Roxbury. Michael, you and Lawrence take a surveyor's tape. Measure off Smith Street. The distance between the Buick and the squad car. How far the Buick traveled. Get me all those numbers. And Kevin, you and Billy, take a camera. Go to Jacina's apartment. Get me some shots out the window. I want to see that she had a clear point of view. Huh? All right. I'll see what I can do about that, Mr. Petra.
Okay. You get your 35 minutes. You get one of those tapes?
So this is where the Buick was originally parked. Now, Dugan and Mooney were parked down there about 116 yards away. 116? All right, Reynolds drives up in his T-Bird, drops Bowden off here, and then he continued down to St. Alphonsus. Now, that's where Doyle and Fagan were staked out, right? Now, they're probably the ones who wrote down the license.
So why didn't they just arrest him?
Because he hadn't done anything. It was only later on that Mooney decided that Reynolds backed down the street and fired at him with a shotgun. Then they had to give him an escape route, right? That's when they said he took a left over there.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. I know that guy. That's Phil Logan. He went to Catholic Memorial with Kevin. He took his law degree at BC. He's a friend of, yeah, he came over once. Phil Logan? It's Lawrence O'Donnell. You went to school with my brother Kevin, remember?
That's right.
Yeah, how you doing?
How are you, Lawrence?
Good to see you. Oh, this is my brother, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, yes.
Nice to meet you.
I believe we're about to bump heads pretty soon.
We are.
Well, I'm on staff at the city law department. I'm going to be defending Dugan and Mooney.
Oh, I thought Johanna was handling that.
He was. He resigned last week, went into private practice. And they passed the ball to me.
Wait, the trial's less than a month away.
I know. I'm going to try for a continuance.
Well, you can try. I don't think we're going to agree to that. Well, good luck anyway, huh?
Okay.
I guess I'll be seeing you in court. You take care.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, Phil. This is where they're saying Reynolds tried to escape in his Thunderbird. Anyway, nice to meet you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
I couldn't believe it, I know. Oh, great, thank you.
Okay, Larry, before we even start, let's get the ground rules straight. This is not a deposition. This is a conversation. And until it's agreed different, every word spoken in this room is off the record.
Agreed, Counselor. Hey, Jim, sit down. So, tell me, how did you find the gun?
Sergeant Quinlan told me to go look under the parked cars.
Teddy Quinlan, the TPF day supervisor?
They were all there. Brass, all the way up to Chief Superintendent McGreevy. There wasn't enough gold braided that night to start a parade. And they were all saying the same thing. We gotta find the weapon. They brought in light trucks from emergency services, lit up the whole street.
How long did it take you to find it?
Hour and a half.
An hour and a half? With all those cops and all those lights?
We covered every inch of that street. And then Quinlan come up, he says, go look under those parked cars. So I went over, shined my light under the front bumper. There it was. Where it was lying, they should have found it right away.
Jimmy, did you get the feeling you were being used?
I couldn't figure out why they picked me. There were plenty of other guys around.
Would you be willing to sign an affidavit stating how you found the gun? I mean, just what you told us.
Where'd you park?
Around the corner. You can't see it from here.
Mr. O'Donnell, you know what it is like being a cop. You stick together, you put your life in each other's hands. But I have to testify. I don't want to be involved in this.
If you sign the affidavit, you won't have to. If they don't call you up, I won't call you up.
Okay. I'll go along with that.
Good. Well, I was wrong about why they were keeping Petrie from us. They weren't protecting him. They were protecting themselves. He's an honest guy. He could hurt them.
So why'd you let him up with just an affidavit?
He's still a cop. Can't be certain what he'd say in front of a jury.
I can't believe how sloppy these guys were. They throw down the wrong kind of gun, wrong kind of bullets, and they find the wrong guy to find it. Quinlan really botched the cover-up.
You think it was Quinlan? I'm figuring Finnegan. He did the investigation. He's the one who got to the Reynolds tape.
Yeah, but could he reach all the way up to the turret? He's only a sergeant. I mean, somebody must have pulled those dispatcher tapes.
What are you saying? Was Chief Superintendent McGreevy? When you think it went that high, you think he was the one behind it?
Come on, settle down. There's nobody behind it. No one person. No conspiracy, no master plan. It was just business as usual. Cops looking out for each other. Each one doing their part.
Yeah, but the way they handle this whole thing is beyond incompetence, you know? It's more like arrogance.
That's because they never expect anyone to come looking. Not for just another dead nigger.
Dad? Dad?
Mrs. Bowden. Well, you look very nice today. You both look very nice today.
I left the baby at home with my mother. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Oh, I'll show you where I want you to sit. Now, I'd like you right here, and I'd like Urena to be right beside you. Make sure that she's here every day, and make sure the jury sees it.
Every day she's gonna hear everything.
If it looks like it's going to get rough, I'll have someone take her out in the hall.
Joanna, I thought he resigned from the city.
He did. Probably had to hire him as private counsel. Nice hourly fee.
Yeah. But which one's gonna be trying the case?
It'll be Logan. Oh, hang on, I'll do the steering. It'll be Logan out there on the floor with me. We just want to make it look like the big bad bully beating up on the Boy Scout. Well, don't worry. I'll be nice to him.
Now, there's a couple of guys you don't want to borrow money from.
They look perfect.
All rise. The United States District Court for the District of Massachusetts is now in session. The Honorable Walter J. Skinner presiding. You may be seated. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give this court and this jury will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
I do.
Not wasting any time. They're going right for the gun.
Would you please state your name
Walter Logue.
and occupation?
I am the ballistics expert for the City of Boston Police Department.
Sergeant, were you present on Smith Street the night of the 29th after James Bowden was shot?
Yes, I was.
And did you conduct a search of that street?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell us what that search produced?
Yes, right here I have...
Your Honor, before this proceeds any further, I would like to submit a sworn affidavit stating how that item was found, signed by the officer who found it.
Very well.
Oh, Phil, would you like a copy?
Please.
Sergeant, is it true that this item was found over 100 feet from Mr. Bowden's car?
Approximately, yes, sir.
And there were no spent casings found in the area?
No, sir.
No fingerprints, no registration?
No, sir.
Mr. Logan, was it your intention to submit this item into evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. As defense exhibit number 1.
Objection. Sustained.
Your Honor, if this is a question of chain of custody,
No. It's a question of linking evidence. You haven't established any connection between this particular item and Mr. Bowden. I can't allow that to be an exhibit.
Oh. Thank you. That'll be all.
Sergeant Bowden.
Would you leave that gun with me, please? Thank you.
Mr. Hanna, what are you doing?
Don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, look at that. He's gonna let him see it anyway. Smart move.
Hey, good morning. Hi, how you doing? My father thinks it'd be better if Urina stayed at home with her mom today. Is that okay?
I understand.
All right.
Take her back upstairs.
Okay. Here you go. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Officer Mooney, on the evening of January 29th, you were staking out a blue Buick on Smith Street. A man got into that car. Was there anything about him, his height, his weight, his clothes, anything at all that led you to believe that he was one of the Cambridge robbers?
Yes, sir.
And what was that?
He was black.
He was black. He was black. So you and your partner raced up to this black man. You jumped out of your car and you positioned yourself where?
In front of the Buick.
In front of the Buick. Is that considered good police procedure? To position yourself in front of the car of a suspected armed robber?
Well, there's really no safe place to stand.
Jacina Stokes testified that the men that she saw just ran up to the car and shot him. You're making all this up, aren't you? You just contrived this to get away with the killing of James Bowden.
No, sir. He drove directly at me. I got spun around, knocked off balance.
Of course you did. And, then what happened?
He backed up and hit me again.
That is your testimony? That he chose to put the car in reverse and drive backwards into two armed police officers?
With tremendous acceleration. It hit my left knee. Hurt so bad, it brought tears to my eyes.
Huh. I'm sure it did. I know that if I was hit by a Buick Electra twice, I guess I'd have tears in my eyes, too. I'm amazed you're even sitting here. You also testified that Eugene Reynolds stopped his Thunderbird, got out, and fired a rifle at you.
A long barrel firearm. It could have been a shotgun.
Whatever. Did you try to warn your partner? Did you yell, "Hey, Joe, look out, there's a guy with a shotgun behind you"?
No, sir. I don't know where he was at the time.
Well, he's right there. He's your partner. He's on the other side of the Buick. Now, Officer Mooney, you are making all this up, aren't you? You had no good reason to shoot James Bowden.
Yes, sir. He leaned across the seat and pointed what looked like a very large caliber automatic at me.
So you shot him?
Not right away. My gun was in my pocket.
And how long did it take you to get your gun out of your pocket?
Perhaps 20 seconds.
20 seconds? Dave O'Brien testified the entire incident took no more than 5 seconds. Was Bowden waiting for you to pull your gun out of your pocket? Why didn't he shoot?
I don't know.
Why didn't he drive away?
I don't know.
Why is it taking you so long to get your gun out of your pocket?
I'm injured.
Your knee. Your knee, Officer Mooney, not your hand. I mean, there is a fella standing over there shooting a rifle at you. Another man is pointing a gun at you. And you are standing there taking 20 seconds to get your gun out of your pocket? How is it you're even here to tell us the story?
God only knows.
One final question, Officer Mooney. You testified that when you shot Bowden, he was looking directly at you. He was pointing a gun at you.
Yes, sir.
Then can you tell this court and this jury how it's possible that your bullet struck James Bowden in the back and in the back of his head?
I have no idea.
I'm finished with this witness, Your Honor.
You may step down.
That was beautiful. Your Honor, may we approach the bench?
Very well.
What is it?
Your Honor, I must again insist that the gun found on Smith Street be entered into evidence.
Your Honor, the gun is irrelevant. Has yet to be tied in.
Oh, thank you very kindly, Mr. O'Donnell. I do know a little something about the rules of evidence.
It certainly is relevant. The gun was found at the scene of a shooting. Bowden's Buick traveled half a block before it crashed. He could have thrown it out anywhere along the way.
Oh, come now, Mr. Hanna. The man had already been shot 3 times, once in the back of the head. I find that scenario a little hard to believe.
Isn't that something for a jury to decide?
I don't just shovel evidence to the jury, Mr. Hanna. I do serve a function on this bench.
You've already disallowed our eyewitnesses, Mrs. Sarantopoulos and Danny Malone.
Their identifications were clearly unreliable.
Your Honor, without those witnesses, without the gun, you're making it impossible for us to try our case.
Well, perhaps I've been holding to too strict a standard.
Your Honor, if you allow that weapon, you'll be putting it right into James Bowden's hand.
No, I don't think so. I think on this point, I'm inclined to agree with Mr. Hanna. We'll let the jury decide. I'm going to allow the gun.
The jury is advised that the weapon has now been placed into evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Clerk, would you please mark that as defense exhibit number 6?
Won't you step here with us forward?
It's not looking very good for us just now, is it, Mr. O'Donnell?
We'll be all right, Mrs. Bowden. Don't you worry.
That's right. We will be all right. Don't you go home and worry about it either. You're gonna be just fine.
Slide over, I'll drive. There's someplace we need to go.
Latin was readmitted. That's the whole point. You know. Why don't we just forget the whole thing and just start from the beginning? Start from the beginning. Don't be talking about we're back to where we started. We're back to a black man with a gun.
Well, maybe we can ask for a judgment notwithstanding verdict. See if Skinner will take a position.
Well, why don't we just go for a mistrial? A mistrial? You mean an appeal? What do you mean, work 2 more years, break our backs, and end up with the same thing?
This is where it happened.
What are you? The shooting was 8 blocks this way, Dad.
I was 11 years old. We lived in an apartment on the top floor of that house over there. Me, my 2 brothers, my sister, my mother, and my father. My father was a bank guard. One night after dinner, he took out his gun. And he said he was going to kill himself. Your Uncle Patrick was 13 at the time. He grabbed the gun. He ran out of the house. My father chased him. Jumped over the fence, came out here, tripped on the tracks, dropped the gun. My father picked it up and kept running. We tried to catch him. It was dark. We couldn't see. We couldn't find him. And then we heard this sound. Came from over there in those trees. When we got there, he was sitting on the ground, leaning against one of them. He put the gun in his mouth and pulled the trigger. Seemed like every week of my life somebody was asking me, what happened to your father, huh? How'd he die? You can't imagine how painful that is for a kid. There was no way I could erase the shame of how he died. I couldn't change his death certificate, but I can change it for James Bowden. I can do it for his children. Now, there's not going to be any appeals. It's not going to be a retrial. We're going to win this here, and we're going to win it now. And I don't want to talk to anybody who thinks any damn different.
Hey, Mr. Harvard.
Yeah.
You planning on going to court like that?
Yeah. Court. Oh, my God. I was supposed to review this with Dad. He went upstairs to take a nap. Oh, that was 8:30 last night. Dad!
Hey, look who's awake.
Is Dad up?
Been up since 3.
I just got the car started. They should be warm in a
Well,
minute.
has he looked at these notes?
I don't think so. He hasn't been downstairs yet.
Well, what has he been doing since 3 o'clock this morning? He's got Dugan on the stand. He hasn't read a single note.
Don't worry. He's got his own ways. He'll remember what he needs
His
to.
own way.
Look what I found in the attic.
Dad.
I bet I haven't worn these jackets in 20 years.
Dad.
Lawrence, I want you to try one of these on here.
Dad.
Come here, give me that. Here, I want you to slip into this gray one here. Why don't you sleep in it? There you go. There you go.
Dad, you got Dugan on the stand today.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna kick the hell out of him. Maybe just an inch off the sleeves, huh?
Way too big.
Pretty sharp. What do you think?
It's his color. Yeah, I'll see you later, guys. I gotta get off.
Wait, let's try the check one. Give me the check one here. Here we go with the check one. Slip into this. I want you to look nice in court today.
I don't like this color.
Well, it's a nice color for you. It's a conservative color. It's a traditional color.
Mooney has the Buick making 3 moves. Dugan has the Buick making 4. Mooney has the first move going forward.
Michael,
Dugan has the first.
this is a case of a lifetime. You know that? It's a case of my lifetime. It means something. It's important. I waited my whole life for a case like this. This Dugan you're talking about, was he the radio operator or the driver?
He's the driver.
Right, good. Let's go get him. Officer Dugan, aside from your service revolver, do you own any other firearms?
Yes, sir. I own a .22 caliber Savage Anschutz target rifle and a 12-gauge Czechoslovakian shotgun. I have firearms identification cards for both.
I see. Have you ever owned this gun?
No, sir, absolutely not.
In your testimony to Mr. Logan this morning, you stated that you had considerable firearms experience in the military.
That's correct. I'm an expert.
An expert? Oh, I see. And then can you tell us, is this weapon here an automatic pistol?
Yes, sir.
Ah. And this part here, this is the trigger?
Yes, sir.
And this is the barrel?
Yes, sir.
And this is where the bullets come out?
Yes, sir.
Where the hell is he going?
He's fishing.
And this is the clip?
That's right.
Hey, can you tell us, Mr. Expert, how many bullets this gun can hold?
Probably 7 plus 1 in the chamber.
I see. Can you explain to someone as inexperienced as myself how the bullets get from the clip into the chamber?
You ought to know, Mr. O'Donnell. You used to be a cop.
You said I used to be a cop. That's right. I used to be a cop for 7 years out at Station 14. But you've known that all along, haven't you?
I heard of you.
And knowing how familiar I am with police procedure, how can you expect me to believe that anything that happened on Smith Street was in any way justifiable? Taking into account my experience as a Boston police officer.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Knowing the pride I had in that uniform. Considering my life behind the badge.
Mr. O'Donnell, your life behind the badge is not an issue in this case. The jury will disregard that particular information. And you, Mr. O'Donnell, stay away from that for the rest of this trial.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Officer Dugan, in your deposition, you stated that James Bowden made 4 attempts to run down you and your partner, Officer Mooney. In your direct testimony today, you said he made 3 attempts. And during those attempts, you twice yelled at him, "Boston police, get out of the car." Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And all this occurred before you fired a single shot?
That's right.
Officer Dugan, do you remember a passenger you had in your car that night, Dave O'Brien, reporter for the Boston Phoenix?
Yes, sir.
Was he a personable enough fellow?
He was all right.
And you had a conversation with him shortly after the Buick crashed in front of the Tobin School. Now, he saw blood on your hand, and he asked if you'd been hit. And you said, "No, it's his blood." As soon as he turned the wheel, I said, "Screw him." As soon as he turned the wheel, Officer Dugan. Not after 3 moves, not after 2 warnings, but as soon as he turned the wheel. Now, this was all reported at the scene, minutes after the shooting, by a reporter who wrote it all down. I ask you now, do you recall that conversation?
No.
That is your testimony that you don't recall.
That's my testimony.
I see. It is not. No, Mr. O'Donnell, that's a lie. I never said such a thing.
Objection. The objection to the question in that form is sustained.
Then, Officer Dugan, let's try to make this as clear as we can. You're not denying you said those words. Your testimony is simply that you just don't recall. Is that how you want to leave it for this court and this jury, that you just don't recall?
That's right.
I have no further use for this witness, Your Honor.
You may step down. Madam Forelady and gentlemen of the jury, You have heard the witnesses and the arguments of both the plaintiffs and the defense. And now you have a task before you, and that is to determine the truth. If you believe that these officers were being attacked by a car or by a gun, or that they had reasonable cause to believe that they were being attacked, then they were justified in their use of deadly force. If, however, you find them liable for the death of James Bowden, then you must also determine the damages. In either event, it must be unanimous. Very well, you are excused to commence your deliberations.
All rise.
No, thanks.
What you did with that officer today, the things you got him to say. I know we've got a chance to win.
Well, last week was my father's birthday. 22nd. He was an amateur boxer.
Was he now?
He had a strong left hook. Won a lot of trophies. He would have made a great lawyer. I'll buy you a cup of coffee.
The jury has reached a verdict. We find the defendants, Kenneth Mooney and Joseph Dugan, liable to the plaintiffs in the amount of $10,000 punitive damages and $240,000 compensatory damages. So be it. This court is now adjourned.
Wow, what's your name?
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
James was a good man. An innocent man. And now we've proved it to the world.
Thank you.
Very happy for you. Very happy for you.
Within 30 days, the Boston Police Department mounted an appeal and was granted a retrial. The verdict was reaffirmed. Amid continued complaints of brutality, the tactical patrol force was disbanded. Officer Mooney retired. Officer Dugan remained with the Boston Police Department. The city of Boston offered to pay a fraction of the award on behalf of the officers. Patricia Bowden refused. 4 years later, under a new administration, the city of Boston awarded Patricia Bowden her full judgment. Mayor Raymond L. Flynn told Mrs. Bowden, "I hope in a small way this is a symbol of Boston's commitment to deal with this tragedy." Billy O'Donnell received his law degree and joined the family firm. Mary O'Donnell graduated from law school. Lawrence Jr. did not become an attorney. He wrote a book about this case. Lawrence O'Donnell Sr. continues to practice law in the city of Boston.